for the Electoral Commission to seek a court order against a major political party. The Conservatives insist that they had always intended to hand over the election expenses documents today. But tonight, the Commission forcefully disputed that. The documents relate to a Channel 4 News investigation into Conservative spending in 3 by-elections in 2014 and in last year's general election, which exposed tens of thousands of pounds in questionable spending. Michael Crick has this report.
This is serious stuff. A government body, the Electoral Commission, taking to court the government party. Today's application stems from hotel bills and other papers that this programme obtained earlier this year, exposing undeclared Conservative spending in South Thanet at last year's general election and in 3 by-elections the year before. In those contests, we found more than £100,000 in all spent on hotel bills which weren't declared on the party's legal expense returns.
He's legged it. He's walked off the other way. He said, come on.
The Electoral Commission announced an investigation into our findings. What's more, the Conservative chairman assured me his party would cooperate fully with that.
I think it's very important that you allow them to carry out their job and do things in the proper way, and we will, of course, do everything we can to cooperate with them and give them all the information that they need.
And yet today, the Commission announced the Tories hadn't complied with 2 disclosure orders they'd issued, seeking documents and information. One in February was partly answered, they say, a second in March, not at all. Deadlines came and went, and today the Commission lost patience, announcing,
"We are today asking the court to require the party to fully disclose the documents and information we regard as necessary to effectively progress our investigation into the party's campaign spending returns."
The Electoral Commission are being surprisingly assertive in this dispute, given that they want more powers from the Conservative government and, of course, depend on them for money. The Conservatives say they told the Commission a fortnight ago that they'd produce the documents by 1 o'clock today. The Electoral Commission flatly deny that. They say they weren't told that by the party. Anyway, some documents did arrive this lunchtime, and the Commission have spent the afternoon going through them to make sure they're what they asked for. The Commission will no doubt then decide whether they need to proceed with the High Court application.
I, Alison Hernandez of Tory.
Meanwhile, it's been announced that West Mercia Police will now investigate Alison Hernandez, who was sworn in on Tuesday as Police and Crime Commissioner of Devon and Cornwall, giving her oversight of the local force there. Ms Hernandez, who was Tory agent in Torbay last year, was implicated in this programme's recent investigations into the Conservative Battle Bus project, which shipped Tory volunteers to help candidates in marginal seats. We don't think she's affected, though, by today's Electoral Commission court request.
Well, it's a storm in a team cup, if I'm really honest. You know, let's be honest, this is politically motivated. I'm very calm about the whole thing. I have nothing to hide.
We were also told today that Ms Hernandez will be investigated too by the Independent Police Complaints Commission.
And Michael Crick is with me now. Michael, what more can you tell us?
Well, I think it's important to stress that this tussle today between the Electoral Commission and the Conservative Party, we think solely relates to the 3 by-elections in 2014, Newark, Rochester and Clacton, and the important South Thanet battle at the general election. It doesn't, we think, apply to all the battleground seats, more than 2 dozen, that we've been reporting on for the last few weeks. And it's quite possible the Electoral Commission have also asked, quite likely, they've also asked for disclosure of documents relating to those contests too. Second, we now know there are at least 10 police forces taking action over our allegations. In most cases, they are going to court and asking for an extension on the 12-month time limit that there is for prosecutions under electoral law. Third, we haven't really appreciated, I don't think, the sense of crisis within Conservative HQ. A senior Tory told me today it's absorbing, quote, it's absorbing a significant amount of senior management time. One problem is that the man who advised the Conservative Party board that this was all fine and legal and they needn't worry, has been off work for several weeks now, ill, and that is obviously making it a lot more difficult for Lord Feldman to get to grips with this crisis.
Michael Crick, Christian.
Now, the message could not have been clearer. Leaving the European Union could bring higher prices, higher unemployment, perhaps even recession. Not the view of a Remain campaigner, but the